Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name's Ariana, and this is Le Mot Darling. So today I wanted to talk about a few films that are by female directors from the past 5 years. So there's a lot of underrepresentation of female filmmakers in Hollywood or even outside of Hollywood. And it's not that there aren't great films being made by women, it's just that the opportunities aren't there. And so today I wanted to talk about 5 movies that have come out recently that are amazing and that definitely I'll kind of talk about feminist topics, or at least kind of go through them. They all have really strong female characters and then of course have strong female directors. So it's a great balance, you know? So if you're interested in hearing what these films are, then please just continue watching. So my first movie is Mustang, and it's actually a Turkish film, and I believe partially financially backed by France, so French-Turkish. It came out in 2015. It is about 5 sisters in modern day Turkey in a old village. Old being that the mindset is very old-fashioned and very Muslim. So I feel like the best comparison to this film would be either the book or the movie, The Virgin Suicides. Both of them deal with a set of sisters who are in these very confined and religious households, and so they live in a constant state of wanting to do more but are not able to because they are basically shut into their homes by their parents, or in the case of Mustang, by their grandmother, because their parents unfortunately died. So their grandmother is very old school. She wants her daughters to be married off as soon as possible. Like, one of them gets married right after she finds out that she is menstruating. And none of these girls particularly like that they have to do this, except for one. And that's only because she gets to marry somebody that she loves, or at least likes. So it's definitely a coming of age story, and it mostly focused on the youngest, who's also the most rebellious, and she's seeing her sisters get married off. She hates it, and she doesn't like the idea that they're leaving the home. It kind of just follows her ways of how she rebels against her grandmother and her uncle and the society that's around them that wants them to behave better, and she wants to hang out with boys. Even just as friends. So it's a really good movie. It can be an uncomfortable movie. It feels very confined, which for me, I know that made me feel very uncomfortable, but it's an important film, and so I definitely recommend watching it. My second film is actually the complete opposite of this movie, because these women are a lot more sexually liberated than the previous one. This movie is Hustlers, and it came out in 2019, and it's about a group of strippers in New York City who are able to extort all these really wealthy men for money. This is based off of a real story and based off of an article from The Cut, so I think that's where the majority of the more intimate aspects of this movie come from. Jennifer Lopez and Constance Wu are the actresses who play the main 2 characters, and they meet up at the same strip club in New York City and slowly decide that they kind of want to take advantage of these super drunk men who very much rely on these women for fun times and trust them, I guess, because they're strippers, so they're thought of as so much lower than them that they couldn't do anything. Who knows? Anyway, they're able to get a lot of money from them because they're so drunk that they're able to steal their credit cards. And so these 2 women start a ring with quite a few other strippers, and it becomes a huge deal, and they become very rich. So it's a very feminist rags to riches tale, and at the same time it seems almost anti-capitalist, because unlike something like The Wolf of Wall Street, which is about a man becoming like any other man that's on Wall Street that's gaining a lot of money illegally, this one feels more like it's socialist, because it's these women who are basically at the bottom of the social pyramid being able to go to the top. So it's a really fun movie. There's quite a few really fun cameos, and J-Lo and Wu are absolutely fantastic in the roles. If you want something that's still serious but fun to watch, I definitely recommend this one. My third movie is Queen and Slim, and that also came out last year. It's a really beautiful and poignant film that reflects the current situation for the African American community. It's about a couple who go out on their first date. It is not a good date by any means, but as they're returning from the date, the main actor accidentally shoots a police officer, so they decide to go on the run. It's a very much, I guess, like a Bonnie and Clyde type of movie and a road trip type of film, but from a different type of perspective, and it's just really cool, very stylized. There's so many cool shots in the movie, and actually a lot of really funny zingers. I saw this movie in France in a French movie theater. So movies like this where it's American and they have American jokes, the French never laugh, but there were quite a few jokes in this, and every single time that happened, there was a huge roar of laughter in the audience. So it was funny, even though it's a very serious movie. It's also a very serious film because it talks about things that, while this story might not be real, what it's based on definitely is, and it's not a good story. So even if some of these things are dramatized in a way that hasn't happened, at least has not happened yet, with what's happening currently in the African American community and with the police, it's a really, really beautiful film, and it really does touch on these subjects, I think, well, and in a poignant way. This is one that is more overtly political, and I definitely recommend it. The fourth movie that I want to talk about today is The Lure, and it is a Polish film from 2015. It is about two Polish, I guess they aren't really Polish, mermaids. And this is not at all like Little Mermaid. It is definitely a lot more passionate, I guess you could say. So it's about two sisters, two mermaids, who have different ideas of the human race. One is very much more idealized and wants to fall in love with a man and have her life be set, and the other one just wants to kill them, basically. So it's a very weird film, and it's purposely weird. It's also a musical too, which maybe you weren't expecting, so maybe it is a little bit like The Little Mermaid. And so it's a musical because it is a rock band who works at a club who finds these two mermaids, and so besides it also being about the mermaids, it's about this group who's falling apart after they find these two women who join the group and also start to flirt with some of the men in this group. The costumes in this are amazing, specifically for the band and their shows. The music it's fine. I'm not the hugest musicals or musical person, but they add to the movie. It definitely makes for a weirder film and a very cool film. So I would definitely suggest this if you're looking for something a little bit different. Like Mustang, it's another foreign film that really has nothing to do with Hollywood, so if you're also looking for something that's different, but not so much in a fantasy way, in a non-Hollywood linear way, then I would also recommend this film for that. So my final recommendation is Can You Ever Forgive Me? And this came out in 2018. So this is the movie that Melissa McCarthy was up for an Oscar nomination, and she wholeheartedly deserves this. I think the movie is nowhere near as strong as she is as an actress in this movie. If you've only ever seen her in comedic roles, then you have to see this movie just to know that she can do more than, okay, Gilmore Girls is good, but Spy, some of her other more recent films that are definitely not as good as in quality as some of the other things she's done. This is leagues above that, and she deserves to be recognized for that too. So basically, this is an amazing story. It is a true story, and it's about a woman who is down on her luck in late 80s, early 90s, New York City, and so she decides to start forging letters that are from famous writers, not known for their letters, but writers of books and novels and poetry. It's basically letters that they would send to their loved ones. And so she starts to forge these as very important documents that kind of explain what they were thinking at the time. And so she writes them and she starts selling them. And she does really well. She's very much a loner, and she finds a friend, and this man was helping her forge these letters. Or not so much the forging part, but helping with the selling part so she can kind of keep her distance. It's a really touching film. As I said, I think that Melissa McCarthy and actually her friend Richard E. Grant, the actor in the movie, are kind of leagues above the rest of the movie. So I think it's a movie where if you really want to watch a really good character study and really good acting, then this is the one. Those are my recommendations for the day. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope this will influence you to maybe watch some movies that are a little bit different and to watch more female-directed movies. If you did like it, then please like and subscribe. That would be very much appreciated. So I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening or wherever you are in the world, what time it is. And I'll see you guys soon.